Welcome back to the Cross Connection. Time to make it make sense.
Hi, Tiffany. I have a question about the census. Can you explain to me how census reapportionment works, and that why some states gained representation and some states lost, and whether that will affect future elections at the state and local level? Thanks.
Thank you, Dawn, for that excellent question. All right, let's get to it. So it's all the talk about the census and voting districts in the news. I can promise you're not the only person wondering WTH is going on. So the number of electoral college votes a state has and the number of seats in the House of Representatives are both based on the state's population, and that's counted every 10 years in the census. Now, the most recent census was last year, so it's time to redistribute some of that political power. Now, before I get into the nitty-gritty, remember the first primary of 2022 is less than a year away, you guys. And on top of that, it's in Texas, which is suppressing the vote, like the rap song says, at the same damn time it just got awarded 2 more House seats because of that census. So here's how it works. Census appointment is the process of dividing up the 435 seats in the House of Representatives across our current 50 states. Now, every state gets 1 automatically. The other 385 are based on population. Side note, that does not include Washington, D.C. So even though we have a bigger population than Vermont or Wyoming, we have 0 representation in the House. But I digress. The Census Bureau tries to count up everyone residing in the United States, children and adults, whether or not they're citizens. Even undocumented immigrants are supposed to be counted, although your boy Donald Trump fought like hell not to. He even tried to include a question about citizenship, and even though that was ultimately defeated, the debate may still have discouraged many immigrants from being counted. Now, once the count is done, the Bureau uses a formula called the method of equal proportions to determine which state gains seats and which lose. This year, Texas gained 2 seats, and North Carolina, Florida, Oregon, and others also pick up 1 each, while New York, Illinois, and California, among others, all lose a seat. That's a trend that's been going on since 1940. The Northeast and Midwest have lost a net of 84 seats to South and West since then. As far as how this all might affect elections, well, that brings us to redistricting. The census will send even more detailed data to the states in the coming months about who lives where, and the states will use that to redraw their legislative maps. In any state, each congressional district is supposed to represent about the same number of residents. But how those boundaries are drawn can determine which party will win that seat for the next decade. So you guys, this is a knockdown, drag-out fight, and it happens in every state. And by the way, Republicans control a lot more of the state houses that will be drawing these new maps. So this is a reminder to make sure you fill out your census in 2030. I mean, I know this is 9 years away, but seriously, everyone counts, literally. Now, if New York State had counted 89 more people last year, it would have kept that House seat. So, Dawn, it'll be a while before we know exactly how this will all shake out, but keep it right here because we won't be taking our eyes off this story at all. If you're watching at home and you have a question on politics or policy that you'd like us to take a stab at, holler at your girl. Send us a short video question, 60 seconds or less, to crossconnection@nbcuni.com. Don't forget to tell us your name and where you're from, and together we'll make it make sense.